Extract of a trial balance. March 31, 2017. Particulars: debit, credit. Debtors: debit balance 20,20,000. Bad debts: debit balance 10,000. Provision for bad debts: credit balance 50,000. Close the trial balance. Adjustment number 1: write off further bad debts. Further bad debts 20,000 rupees. Second adjustment: maintain provision for bad debts at the rate of 5% on debtors. Create provision for discount on debtors at the rate of 2%. This is the trial balance. Extract of a trial balance. 31st March 2017. Debtors 20,20,000. Bad debts, debit balance 10,000. Provision for bad debts, credit balance 50,000. Adjustments: write off further bad debts 20,000. Maintain provision for bad debts at the rate of 5% on debtors, and then create a provision for discount. Create a provision for discount on debtors at the rate of 2%. See, when you sell goods on credit to customers, some of the customers don't pay the money. We call it as bad debts. But remaining customers who are going to pay money, they can ask for some discount. So we are expecting two types of losses. Out of debtors, some amount will not be collected in the form of bad debts. Remaining debtors who pay us the money, they ask for a discount. So we are expecting two kinds of losses: bad debts losses and discount losses. So we have to provide for both the type of losses, bad debts losses and also discount losses. So now we have to solve this problem. Open a small P&L account. Open a small bad debts account. Open a small provision for bad debts account. Open small discount account. Provision for discount account. And then balance sheet. You will open a small P&L account. Open a small bad debts account. Also open a provision for bad debts account. Then you will open a small discount account. Discount allowed. You will also open provision for discount account and then balance sheet. So now you have both provision for bad debts and provision for discounts. Where do you show debtors given the trial balance? Balance sheet, asset side, but please write it in the inner column. Balance sheet, asset side, inner column, debtors 20 lakhs, 20,000. What is the next item in the trial balance? Bad debts, 10,000. Go to bad debts account, write balance brought down 10,000. So during the year, some customers did not pay money. It was debited to bad debts account. So bad debts account is showing a debit balance. Provision for bad debts account. So provision for bad debts is showing a credit balance by balance brought down 50,000. Now, when was this provision created? Current year or last year? This cannot be a provision which is created in the current year, because current year P&L account we are now preparing. Provisions are created out of profits. Birthplace of provision is P&L account. Without preparing the P&L account, this account cannot come into existence. Hence, this is provision which was created in the last year. This amount was set aside from the profits of the last year, not the current year, because current year P&L account we are now preparing. Okay. Now read the adjustment. Write off further bad debts 20,000. Apart from what is given in the trial balance, we have to now write off another 20,000 rupees. Already some bad debts have been written off. Bad debts recorded 10,000. Now to be recorded 20,000. So now please tell me what is the entry you have to now write for bad debts to be further recorded? Bad debts account, debtor to debtors account. So write adjustment entry. Bad debts account, debtor to debtors account. Bad debts account, debtor to debtors account 20,000. Give posting of that entry. According to that entry, bad debts account should be debited, no? Hence I debit bad debts account to debtors 20,000. Debtors account, I have to give a credit. According to this entry, bad debts account should be debited or debited. Second is debtors account should be credited. That means debtor account balance has to be reduced. Debtor account balance shows debit balance. Debtor account shows debit balance. This entry is asking you to credit the account. That means balance has to be reduced. So go to balance sheet, you will write less bad debts 20,000. Balance in the inner column only. Don't write in the outer column. You can have some more adjustments. Okay. Don't write in the outer column. We are writing it in the inner column. The problem asked us to write off further bad debts. We passed an entry. Bad debts account, debtor to debtors account. Bad debts account was debited, and debtor account, from debtor account we are subtracting it. Is it clear? Read the next adjustment. Maintain provision for bad debts at the rate of 5% on debtors. Now look at the board. Debtors balance is 20 lakhs. This is the amount to be collected in the future. We expect 5% of the money will not be collected. 20 lakhs into 5%. How much is it? 1 lakh. We expect that 1 lakh rupees of the debtors will not be collected. We expect a loss of 1 lakh. For expected loss, we want to set aside profits. Or the expected losses we want to record now. We want to recognize the loss now by debiting it to the profit and loss account. But already some amount has been provided for such losses. We had an opening balance of 50,000. This loss has to be debited to the provision account, no? So before we take up adjustment number 2, before we complete it, first of all transfer this loss to provision account. What is the entry you write to transfer the loss to the provision account? Provision for bad debts account, debtor to bad debts. Pass the entry. Provision for bad debts account, debtor to bad debts 30,000. Here you will write by provision for bad debts 30,000. Here you will write 2 bad debts 30,000. Okay. Now read adjustment number 2. Maintain provision for bad debts at the rate of 5% on debtors. On 20 lakh, we expect a loss of 1 lakh. To meet the loss, we already have a provision. 50,000 minus 30,000. There is a balance of only 20,000. Expected loss is 1 lakh, but we have a provision only for 20,000. We have a shortfall. We have to bring it from the profit and loss account. How to calculate that? I think I have already showed you a working note. That's right, working note. What is the title of the working note? Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the P&L account to maintain provision for bad debts. Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the P&L account to maintain provision for bad debts. Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the profit and loss account to maintain provision for bad debts. Step 1. What is step 1?
Debtors.
Step 1. Debtors. How much is it? 20 lakhs. Step 2.
Provide 5%.
Total provision required. Total provision required. Provision required. Total. 20 lakhs into 5%, 1 lakh. 20 lakh into 5% is 1 lakh. Step 3. Existing balance in provision. Existing balance of provision. Out of 50,000, 30,000 is used up. Hence we have an existing balance of only 20,000. Out of 50 we have consumed 30,000. We have a balance of only 20,000. We want 1 lakh, but we have 20,000. Step 4. Step 2 minus step 3. It is 1 lakh minus 20,000, 80,000 rupees. 1 lakh minus 20,000, 80,000 rupees. Answer is in plus. Plus means what? To what you have to do plus? You have to do plus to provision and you have to subtract from P&L. So what is the entry we pass? Profit and loss account debtor to provision for bad debts. Pass an entry. P&L account debtor to provision for bad debts. 80,000 rupees. P&L account debtor to provision for bad debts. 80,000 rupees. Where will you write this entry? You will write this entry in the journal proper. Where are you going to pass this entry? Journal proper. Now give a posting. P&L account debtor to provision for bad debts. 80,000. Here you will give a credit by P&L 80,000. P&L account debit, provision for bad debts account credit. Now balance provision account. Bad debts account is already closed. Don't close P&L account because we have one more adjustment left. Now balance provision account 1 lakh 30,000 minus 30,000. How much balance is left? 1 lakh. Carried down, brought down 1 lakh. Carried down, brought down 1 lakh. Provision for bad debts is 1 lakh. So here you write less provision for bad debts 1 lakh in the balance sheet. Balance amount, let it be in the inner column only, 19 lakhs. Let it be in the inner column only, 19 lakhs. Provision for bad debts is shown on the balance sheet asset side. Here I wrote provision for bad debts. The balance, closing balance was written here 1 lakh. 20 minus 1, 19 lakhs is left. You have written in the inner column only because one more adjustment is left. Now return adjustment. Create a provision for discount on debtors at the rate of 2%. On these debtors of 19 lakh, we expect that 2% will not be collected. Out of that 19 lakhs, we expect that 2% will not be collected. So for that also we have to provide. We expect a loss. We have to set aside profits to meet that loss in the future. Okay, write down working note number 3, I think, or 2. Working note number 2. Next working note. It's not step 5. Working note number 2. You write heading again. Calculation of amount to be debited or credited to the P&L account to maintain provision for discount. Similar working note. Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the P&L account to maintain provision for discount. Write down step 1. Step 1. Debtors after provision for bad debts 19 lakhs. Because out of 20 lakhs we know 1 lakh will not be collected. So there is no question of giving discount to those customers who are not going to pay us the money. We are going to give discount only to the customers who are going to pay money. Who are going to pay money? People who owe us 19 lakh rupees. So these people are going to pay us money. So on this we are going to give discount. On this 1 lakh we are not going to give any discount because they have already, we already know that this 1 lakh is not going to be collected. Out of what money is going to be collected, we have to give some discount. Customer who is not going to pay, will be given a discount to him. Only those customers who are expected to pay, they will ask for a discount and we are going to give them some discount. So debtors after provision for bad debts, how much? 19 lakh. Next, total provision required. Total provision for discount required. 2% of above. 38,000. 2% of above. 38,000. Step 3. Existing balance 0. Existing balance 0. This is the first time we are creating a provision. See your trial balance. Can you see any provision for discount balance?
No.
Hence balance is 0. Existing balance 0. Step 4. Step 2 minus step 3. 38,000 minus 0. It is positive 38,000. Minus 0, positive 38,000. So there is a shortfall of 38,000. We expect a loss of 38,000. So out of profits, we have to transfer 38,000 to provision for discount account. Pass an entry now. P&L account debtor to provision for discount. P&L account debtor to provision for discount. P&L account will write to provision for discount 38,000. Provision for discount account by P&L account 38,000. P&L account to provision for discount 38,000. Provision for discount account I gave a credit. See provision for discount account.
Yes.
I have given a credit 38,000. All adjustments are over. Now you can close the account one by one. P&L account just draw double underline and leave it. Balance account is already closed. Provision for balance is already shown in the balance sheet asset side. Discount allowed account. In this problem you don't have any information. Next, provision for discount balance carried down 38,000, brought down 38,000. Profit set aside to meet a loss. Profit set aside to meet a loss. Profits, show our credit balance, so we will show it here. Provision for discount 38,000. Outer column 18,62,000. So we expect out of 20 lakh debtors, 1 lakh will not be collected in the form of bad debts. Out of remaining 90 lakhs, we expect to lose 38,000 in the form of discount. Net we are going to expect that we are going to collect only 18,62,000 rupees. Out of 20,20,000, this is what we expect to collect. Is it clear, everyone? So please tell me what is the entry you pass when you create provision for discount? P&L account debtor to provision for discount. Okay. Now if you have a discount loss, where will you debit the discount loss? To the general graveyard called as the P&L account, or to the special graveyard called as the provision for discount account? Where will you debit the loss? When you have created a special graveyard for discount, then the discount loss cannot be debited to P&L account, it has to be debited to provision for discount account only. Is it clear, everyone? Next problem. Write down extract of a trial balance 31st March 2018. Please be quick. Debtors, debit balance 30 lakhs 30,000. Bad debts, debit balance 60,000. Discount, debit balance 10,000. Provision for bad debts, credit balance 1 lakh. Next year trial balance, this is 1 lakh. Provision for discount 38,000. Read the adjustments. Write off further bad debts 30,000. Maintain provision for bad debts at the rate of 5% on debtors. Maintain provision for discount on debtors at the rate of 2%. Maintain provision for discount on debtors at the rate of 2%. So we have added some more masala to the problem now. Earlier we had only one special graveyard, now we have two special graveyards for two special losses. Let us first of all take down the balances. Everyone take it down the question? Quick. Debtors, debit balance 30 lakhs 30,000. Debtors, balance sheet asset side 30 lakhs 30,000. Debtors, balance sheet asset side 30 lakhs 30,000. Bad debts 60,000. Brought down 60,000. Discount 10,000. Brought down, discount allowed 10,000. Next, provision for bad debts 1 lakh. This is last year's provision. provision created in the last year. It cannot be current day provision because current day P&L account we have not yet prepared. Provision for discount 38,000 brought down. 38,000 provision for discount. Adjustment. Write off further bad debts 30,000. Write off further bad debts 30,000. What is the entry you write for write off further bad debts 30,000? You have write off apart from 60,000 shown as bad debts. Now we want to write off some more amount as bad debts. We have come to know that some more customers have become bad. They have become insolvent. They are not going to pay money. There is no point showing them as debtors in our books. We want to write off another 30,000. What is the entry you pass? Bad debts account debtor to debtors. Bad debts account debtor to debtors. 30,000 rupees. Bad debts account debtor to debtors. 30,000 rupees. Give posting of that entry. Bad debts account to debtors 30,000. Bad debts account is debited because this entry is asking you to debit the account. I have debited it. Debtors account should be credited. Debtors account shows a debit balance. If you have to credit the account, that means balance has to be reduced. So write here less bad debts 30,000. Less bad debts 30,000. Now read the second adjustment. Maintain provision for bad debts at the rate of 5% on debtors. Before you think about maintaining, use it first. We have some losses. Can you debit this loss to general graveyard now? No. For these losses we have set aside some profits in the past. So these losses have to be debited to this account. What is the entry we pass to transfer bad debts to provision account? Provision bad debts account, debtor to bad debts account. Pass the entry. Provision for bad debts account, debtor to bad debts. 90,000 rupees. Provision for bad debts account, debtor to bad debts. 90,000 rupees. Give a posting of that entry. Bad debts account credit side. Buy provision for bad debts 19,000. Provision account debit side 2 bad debts 90,000. With this, bad debts account will be closed. So entire bad debt loss, instead of debiting it to P&L, we have transferred it to provision account. Is it clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Now read the adjustment. Maintain provision for bad debts at the rate of 5% of debtors. Look at the board. What is the debtors balance left first?
30 lakhs.
Balance is 30 lakh. On 30 lakhs, we expect a loss of 5%. Loss expected 1,50,000. Loss expected 1,50,000. How much provision do we have? 1 lakh minus 10,000. Only 10,000. Loss expected 150. We have an existing provision of only 10,000. That means there is a lot of shortfall. How will you meet the shortfall? By transferring profits from the profit and loss account. Yes?
Yes.
I think for that I have already taught you a working note. Write down working note. Calculation of amount to be debited or credited to the P&L account to maintain provision for bad debts. Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the profit and loss account to maintain. Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the profit and loss account to maintain provision for bad debts. Step 1. Debtors. How much is debtors?
30 lakhs.
30 lakhs. Step 2. Total provision required. How much is it?
5%.
1,50,000. 5% of above. 5% of above. 5% of 30 lakhs is 1,50,000. You understood how I got this 150? 5% of this 1,50,000. Step 3. Existing balance. Existing balance in provision. Look at the board. Out of 1,90,000 is consumed. So we have a balance of only 10,000. Out of 1 lakh, we have used already 90,000. There is a balance of only 90,000. 10,000 only left. Out of 1 lakh, 9,000 is consumed. Balance is 10,000. Step 4. Step 2 minus step 3. It is 1,50,000 minus 10,000. 1,40,000. Shortfall. We want 150. We have only 10. So we need 140 now. From where will you fulfill your need? By transferring profits from the P&L account. Not transfer to, transfer from. What is the entry you pass? P&L account debtor to provision for. Pass the entry. P&L account debtor to provision for bad debts. 1,40,000. Give a posting. P&L account will be debited to provision for bad debts. 1,40,000. Provision for bad debts account by P&L account 1,40,000. P&L account will be debited. Provision for bad debts account will be credited. Now, before you take the next adjustment, balance provision for bad debts account 240 is the total. Subtract 90,000. You have a balance of 1,50,000. Carried down, brought down 1,50,000. Go to balance sheet. Write less. Provision for bad debts 1,50,000. Balance 28,50,000. Understand the meaning here. Out of 30 lakhs, we don't expect that this 1,50,000 will be collected. This is what we expect to be collected. And these customers can ask us some discount. We will be giving discount on this amount, not on this amount. Because these are going to pay. These guys are not going to pay. So they have given us a discount. They are not asking discount from us. So you have to give a discount on this, not on this. That is why I don't take this for calculation of provision for discount. This is what is expected to be realized. On this we are going to give some discount. Okay. Now read the third adjustment. Maintain provision for discount on debtors at the rate of 2%. Before you maintain provision, use the provision first. We have a provision of how much? We have a provision of 38,000. There is a loss of 10,000. This loss cannot be now debited to P&L account. It has to be now transferred to provision for discount account. What is the entry you will pass now? P&L, not P&L. Provision for discount account debtor to discount account. Pass an entry now. You will transfer discount loss to provision for discount account. What is the entry we pass? Provision for discount account debtor to discount account. How much? 10,000 rupees. The loss is now transferred to the special graveyard. Posting by provision for discount 10,000. Here to discount 10,000. By provision for discount 10,000, here we write to discount 10,000. Okay. Now read the last adjustment. Maintain provision for discount on debtors at the rate of 2%. Now look at the board. Debtors which are expected to be collected 28,50,000. On that we may give 2% discount. Calculated how much is it? 28,50,000 to 2%. 57,000. 50,000 is the expected amount of discount which we may allow in the future. Okay, that is the loss expected. How much provision do we already have? 38,000 minus 10,000. We have an existing provision of 28,000. But we need totally 57. We have 28. So there is a shortfall. How will the shortfall be met? By transferring from the profit and loss account. Write down working note. What is the title of the working note? Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the P&L account to maintain provision for discounts. Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the P&L account to maintain provision for discount. Step 1. Calculation of the amount to be debited or credited to the profit and loss account to maintain provision for discount. Step 1. Debtors after PBD 28,50,000. Debtors after provision for bad debts 28,50,000. Step 2. Total provision required 2% of this. 2% of this. How much is it? 57,000. 2% of 28,50,000. 57,000. Step 3. Existing balance. Look at the board. Out of 38, 10,000 is utilized. So what is the balance left? 28,000. Existing balance 28,000. Step 4. Step 2 minus step 3. 57,000 minus 28,000. How much is it?
29,000.
29,000 positive. This is the amount of shortfall. 29,000 is the amount of shortfall. How will you meet that shortfall? Debit profit and loss account, credit provision for discount account. You will pass an entry. P&L account debtor to provision for discount. P&L account debtor to provision for discount 29,000. P&L account should be debited to provision for discount 29,000. Provision for discount account will be credited by P&L 29,000. To provision for discount 29,000. Here by P&L 29,000. Now let us close the accounts one by one. P&L account you can draw double underline. Bad account is already closed. Provision what is already shown in the balance sheet. Discount allowed account, it's already closed. Provision for discount account balance. Total of the credit side 67,000 minus 10,000. How much balance is left? 57,000. Carried down, brought down. No, balance left is 57. Totally 67. Balance is 57. Now you show it here. Less provision for discount 57,000. Outer column 27,93,000. 27,93,000. This is how you deal with provision for discount when it is given inside the trial balance and outside the trial balance also. So we will continue in tomorrow's class. Tomorrow will be the